Right guys, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to show you how to fit an R8000 Ultegra Shimano front derailleur onto your bike. Just show you some of the steps. So I'll go ahead and get started on it for you. So right, the first step is, if you just get your derailleur round the, remove your chain obviously, then get your derailleur mounted around your frame if you've got a band on. If not, you've got a brace on, then just mount it on your hanger. You can adjust the height up and down easier with a brace on than you can with a band on one, because obviously it's going around there and it's side to side movement as well, whereas on a brace on you just got up and down to worry about more than tilting it around like that. So if you just get it somewhere lined up with, obviously you've got your guide on the side there which shows it mating up with the teeth, and you need, like it says on there, a 1mm gap. Obviously too big a gap, it's not going to knock the chain off from the large chain ring down to small. It won't knock it, it'll just get wedged. So you've got to get the gap, like I say, 1mm, and line it up. You can always just get hold, put your finger behind the derailleur and move it over yourself, just to see what the clearance is. That's easy enough. Once you only got to nip your screw up, which is 5mm Allen key, obviously that's holding it on. For now, like I say, just get it somewhere in the ballpark, and then obviously with the teeth, it's just running parallel with the outside edge of this. So teeth are, as you can see there, just running in a line with that for the moment. But like I say, just get it nipped up for now. So once you're happy with the position of the derailleur, you can just pinch up your bolt on the other side there, the clamp, 5mm Allen key. Then go ahead and get 4mm Allen key and slacken your pinch bolt for the cable off enough so as you can just you put the cable up, and it goes in the slot, in that slot on the outside there, then goes underneath, pop it underneath there. I can't do it one-handed, but pop it underneath your pinch bolt, and then I'll show you where it goes after that. So once you've got it underneath your pinch bolt there, you can take it around, the top bit just lifts up and down like that. Then it goes around underneath the 2mm Allen key sticking out there. Then it goes around under there, and you pass it underneath the back of there like that, and that's where it goes for a minute. And obviously then you can just pinch it up for now, and then we'll use that cap that I showed you earlier, what finishes the top off. I'll show you how to put that on, but for the minute you can just pull this cable tight before you put it round there like that. Pull on this cable, make sure it's tight, so wrap a cloth around it or wrap it around your hand and give it a good pull on it. Make sure you've got your lever on your handlebar, make sure that's set. You set it to it's not on the top. Make sure you've got it clicked down onto the bottom, the smallest chain ring, before you do that. So make sure you've adjusted your lever first correctly, then pull on this, give it a good old pull, and then nip your pinch bolt up. So right, once you got your 4mm Allen key undone, cable in there, all set up, when you put your cable through the first part and you're pulling on it, like I said, get some tension on it and tighten it up. Make sure that there's a little lug there, you see the back, that little lug, grey lug, not the body of this, the next one over. Make sure that the outside of this is touching that, because obviously when you wind that screw in, that's what pushes on that lug, and it pushes round on the cable pinch bolt washer. It pushes it round, so therefore it tightens your cable up. So once you've done that, you're still in the bottom chain ring position. What you got to do is shift your lever fully over, so you're on the outside, so you're shifting up to the big ring like so, and then to adjust it, so you're all the way over, and then you just come back you come back slightly, just that one click, not so it moves over to the small one again. You just go on up to the top and back one click, and then once you're in that position, you can go ahead and get your 2mm Allen key, like I said before, which now we're sticking up in the air like that. Get your 2mm Allen key, and you're looking at the two lines in there, which I'll point out where they are for you. The two lines, what you're looking for is there's lines here, there's a line on the body of see that white line there, and there's a line by this back of this rivet. There's little white silvery dashes there. So what that 2mm Allen key does is adjust those till they're lined up straight. Once you've done that, by adjusting, like I said, get your 2mm Allen key and adjust them, by just put some tension. It's just tensioning the cable. So once you've adjusted them, you may need to go in, you may need to go out to adjust them. Once you've done that, and those two lines are lined up, then you're ready for the next stage. Right, so once you're happy with you and you've got your lines lined up, like I said, using the 2mm Allen key there, you can go ahead and refit your chain back on, and then you can do your high and low adjustments if needed. So once you've got your chain refitted back on, you can go ahead and check if you need any adjustments. Now I can already tell if that's in the lowest chain ring there and it's going round, that it's too close to the inside edge of the chain, because I'm only in halfway roughly on the rear cassette. So by the time I get all the way to the top, in the smallest, in the 32 at the top there, or 28 or whatever you've got, it'll be rubbing on, it's going to be rubbing on the inside of the front derailleur arm there. So it's already nearly touching now. So to go ahead and adjust that, I'll just show you how to do that. Right, so you can see in there you've got your high and low screw. So the low screw obviously does the lowest and the high does the highest. So the low screw, you just put your Allen key into it like that, and you can look, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but if you look, I'll try and get a better view of it there. I can turn it, if I turn it as clockwise, then it's hitting the chain. If I turn it anti-clockwise, you can just see it moving away from the chain. So now obviously I need to move it anti-clockwise like that to allow enough extra gap between there and there. So when I get on the rear cassette on the lowest at the back, the 32 or 28, whatever you've got, there'll be enough gap there so it's not rubbing. So you just want it almost touching, probably when it's on the 32, whatever you got at the back, you just want it just passing the black piece of plastic there, just passing there, so you can adjust it. So obviously go ahead and get your rear derailleur, move it over and keep pedaling, and then just watch the chain what it's doing, and then by using the Allen key in there like that, you can adjust it left or right. Just moves, it's just moving this left or right, so you can adjust it so your chain's running nice and smooth. It's not always rattling on it when it's going around. And the same applies to the high screw, left and right on the high screw, put it onto the big ring, and then when you've got it in the lowest at the back, the 11, you want it so it's not touching the front here. You find that it's touching the front, might be touching the front there, you just need to adjust it over this way or that way, depends. So just go ahead and do that until it's all running smoothly. Right, so when you're happy you've got everything adjusted correctly on the front mech, obviously you don't need to, you can just tie your cable up out of the way while you're making the adjustments. But the last bit to do, so obviously when you've I've just put this back on there, but you wouldn't have it on there when you're adjusting it, is get your On the new style ones, they use this little piece of plastic there. The way to tell how it goes is, obviously, that lug there is round, so it goes in the top of the bolt hole, the round one. So that is the one that locates in the, so you just turn it and that locates in the centre of the bolt hole. But the cable guide there, one end's bigger, one end smaller. So obviously it's pointing, the bigger hole's this end, so it's pointing that way, so your cable goes through it and then comes out the small end. So you can go ahead and thread that on the cable. Right, so once you've got your cable round under, big hole at the back there, through and out like so, you're ready just to get your cable cutters, snip that off, and then put a cable end on it, cable stop. So right guys, that's the install complete. Once you're happy with everything, you've cut your cable to length there and put a stop on it, just go ahead and check your pinch bolt for the cable and the bolt that's holding the mech on. Obviously just check the torque settings on those, make sure you're happy with that. I'll say it's easy install, just take your time on it, make sure you adjust all the screws correctly so your chain's spot on, it's not rubbing or anything like that. Make sure you do your high and low screws correctly and everything. I'll say what you need, all we use is the Allen keys, 2mm for the adjustments, the pinch bolts are 4mm Allen key, and if you've got a braze on or a band on, it could either be 4 or 5, but the band on's 5mm Allen key. Say something to cut your cable with, and a proper pair of cable cutters, always essential, make a clean cut on them. And obviously if you've got a quick link in your chain, something to remove your chain with to get that out of the way. And that's the tools basically, what you need. So once it's all installed, it feels a much quicker action once it's all tensioned up properly using that new cable tension that I showed you with that 2mm Allen key. It seems definitely a faster shift up to the top. Just I'm running it on the stand, that is. So anyway, yeah. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.